Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin, and welcome to your Week 2 picks of the NFL 2016 season. Week 1, I went 11-5, which I would say is pretty good, seeing as Week 1 is the most difficult to pick. Just not knowing how teams are going to play. New guys coming on different rosters, on different teams, and how these guys mesh. But I thought I did pretty good. Most of the games were close, outside of about 3. I want to say about 3 of them. Most of them were really close. But let's quickly get into the picks. Thursday night, I picked the Jets on Twitter, and it actually turned out to be a high-scoring game. The Jets winning 37-31. I would say it's an entertaining game, but for two teams who tout defense, wasn't much of it. You had some plays made every now and then, but it wasn't much of it. But anyways, getting to the Sunday games. Sunday 1 o'clock, Cincinnati Bengals had the Pittsburgh play Steelers. One thing I'll say about Steelers, where was this? D'Angelo Williams, where were you? Where was this in your last year as a Panther? The guy gets to Pittsburgh, loses all this weight, and he ran all over the Redskins. He had 146 yards, 146, 2 touchdowns. I really like what I see from this Pittsburgh running game. You're going to have Big Ben, him throwing the ball around, guys like Antonio Brown. He's going to make some of these other guys better. He doesn't have Whedon, doesn't have Martavis Bryant, but he still threw for 3 touchdowns. He's going to make whatever weapons he got work. Cincinnati, AJ Green, I thought played really good, but I still think there's a deficiency in talent. But I'm going to go with the Steelers in this one. Next game, Tennessee Titans head to Detroit to play the Lions. Give me Detroit. Still don't like Tennessee. Don't like Mariota. And Detroit showed they could put up some points against the Colts. It turned out into pretty much a shootout. Next game, the Baltimore Ravens head to Cleveland, play the Browns. Divisional game. RG3 is out. It's going to be Josh McCown, who's about 60, still back behind center. It's a division game. Cleveland always plays them tough, but just can't see myself picking Cleveland. At least until they show me something different, more consistency throughout the season. So I'm going to pick Baltimore. Next game, the Dallas Cowboys head to Washington to play the Redskins. Redskins didn't look good defensively. Offensively, didn't look good there either. Cousins did not throw a touchdown. He did get a bunch of yards, but they weren't able to score against Pittsburgh, who these last few years have struggled on defense, especially in the secondary. Cowboys, they had chances to win that game. Just boneheaded plays, drop passes. And, these guys got to help they're starting a rookie quarterback. I thought he had incredible protection. They weren't able to run the ball the way teams expected them to. And of course, you bring in the number 1 ranked running back last year this year in the draft. I think they're gonna run it better against the Redskins because the Redskins' run defense was terrible against Pittsburgh. I got the Cowboys beating the Redskins. Yep, with a rookie quarterback. Next game, New Orleans Saints, who played a very high-scoring game against the Oakland Raiders, head to New York to play the Giants. Now, if you remember last year's game, both teams scored around 50 apiece. Very high-scoring game. And the Giants was able to edge out a Cowboys team who started a rookie quarterback. I honestly expected the Giants to beat them by a little bit more. I got the Giants because I think it's going to be a shootout. Maybe not to the degree it was last year, but I think it's going to be a shootout. Drew Brees is going to get his, and you can see against Oakland, he was running on all cylinders. If it wasn't for that that 2-point, that really gutsy call to go for 2 points, New Orleans, of course, would be the winner. The way he was moving the ball, even if it went to OT. But I'm going to pick the Giants in that one. Next game, San Francisco 49ers, who destroyed the LA Rams. 28 zip. Head to Carolina to play the Panthers. The Panthers who lost a close game to Denver on opening night. I got the Panthers. San Francisco kind of fool's gold with that game, beating a really bad Rams team who do tend to play up against really good competition, but San Francisco's really not high in terms of competition. They got some veterans on that defense, but Case Keenum's one of the worst quarterbacks in football. And you're going against Cam Newton, and this team is trying to bounce back. I don't think I'm picking the Panthers. Pretty much what I'm saying. Next game, Miami Dolphins head to New England to play the Patriots. Divisional game. Of course, no Brady. You still suspended. And from what I've seen, there will be no Gronk. I'm still going to pick New England. But don't be surprised. Miami played Seattle really tough in Seattle. But Bill Belichick never overlooks. You got to give him credit for the Arizona, man. The game plan, Josh McDaniels, and those guys did a really good job in that game of really helping out that young quarterback in Garoppolo. And the defense was out there making plays. Arizona still had a chance to win that game, but I thought that just the simple fact that the Patriots played that well was pretty, it was great. So, you already know those Patriots teams, they're well coached. Both sides of the football. I'm going to pick New England now. Next game, last of the 1 o'clock game. Kansas City Chiefs head to Houston to play the Texans. Houston, I really like what I'm seeing build with this offense. Lamar Miller, running back. This new rookie Fuller at wide receiver who gives them something opposite of DeAndre Hopkins, who last year he didn't have anything. He was the guy who was going to be targeted mostly by defense. But this other kid who played good in week 1, he was out there making plays, man. And if he can really stay healthy and continue to be consistent like that, they're going to be one of the more underrated, I guess, receiving tandems in football. DeAndre Hopkins is already, I think, very underrated by people who really don't watch a bunch of games. If you watch those Houston games, this guy was a lone guy out there making plays, even with the defense really locked on him. But I got Kansas City beating Houston. Next game, Seattle Seahawks head to LA to play the Rams. Now, the Rams, this is a possible trap game for Seattle just because how well the Rams have played them in the past, and going off how badly San Francisco beat them. I won't be surprised the Rams played them tough, could possibly beat them, but after looking, starting Case Keenum, I just don't see them winning. Give me Seattle. Next game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who I thought offensively looked really good. Winston, the Tampa Bay quarterback, I thought he was out there making plays. He had 3 touchdowns. He played good. Arizona, kind of a disappointing loss to a Patriots team, missing their 2 best players. I'm going to go with Arizona to bounce back against Tampa Bay. Yeah. Next game, the Jacksonville Jaguars head to San Diego to play the Chargers. Jacksonville played Green Bay tough. Ended up losing. They were coming in a huge underdog. San Diego took them to overtime. The Chiefs beat them. I'm going to go with San Diego. Like I said, it's kind of with Cleveland. Just not enough faith in Jacksonville until they show me something something consistent. Really can't go with them. And, these Jacksonville has spent a lot of money on players. You saw a little bit of it against Green Bay. You saw a lot of it was just Aaron Rodgers out there making plays. You saw the one play where he threw it off his back foot 25, 30 yards down the field for a touchdown. Not too many quarterbacks going to be able to do that. I'm still going to go with San Diego until I see something. Can't really pick Jacksonville until I see something different. Still only week 2, so a lot of football left to play. Next 4 o'clock game, Atlanta heads to Oakland. Give me the Oakland Raiders, who could possibly be changing cities. Las Vegas, a lot of those Oakland fans are pretty pissed. You're talking about a diehard fan base. But I'm gonna go Oakland. I really think the team's turned around. Offense, defensively didn't look good, but it was Drew Brees, and Drew Brees is he's going to put up his numbers, even despite, his teams haven't been as good, these last few years. I'm going to go with Oakland beating Atlanta. Next game, last of the 4 o'clock games. Indianapolis Colts head to Denver, play the Broncos. Like what I saw from the Colts offense, not the defense. But Andrew Luck looked a lot better. Denver, young quarterback, really been able to hide him with, them playing great defense. They're playing great defense, and they ran the ball really well against Carolina. I'm going to go with the Denver. I don't see the Colts really moving the ball against them. But it could become, if the Colts defense plays better, it could become a very low-scoring game, pretty much keeping the Colts in it. Just because I don't see Denver really being able to score a bunch of points. They're really going to hang their hat on the defense, especially still trying to hide that quarterback. Next game, this is the Sunday night. Green Bay Packers head to Minnesota to play Vikings. Unfortunately, no Teddy Bridgewater. The Vikings beat Tennessee. I don't think they had an offensive touchdown. If they did, they only had one. But the Vikings were able to beat Tennessee. Green Bay, close game against Jacksonville. Aaron Rodgers will be able to make a lot of really great plays. AP didn't play good against Tennessee. Could change, division rival. A lot of things change when, especially in division games, or just when you play up the competition. You're playing against better competition. I still got Green Bay. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna. It's the dude's a beast. I'm gonna go with Green Bay. He got all his weapons back. Just not the greatest receivers, but just guys he has great chemistry with. And the Monday night game, Philadelphia Eagles at Chicago play Bears. Sorry, I just can't pick the Bears. Give me the Eagles to win that one. But let me know what your picks for last week are. What's your game of the week? I'm always going to go with the Carolina game when they do play. I guess I could be a bit biased. If I'm not picking that, I'll probably pick the Pittsburgh game, actually. Two division teams. Both are very talented, so it could go either way. Let me know what your game of the week is. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.